Strange way for a speaker to start speaking. I actually didn't say one word before introducing myself, but that's the best introduction I could have made. Because what we are going to be doing today together, and we have one session now and one in the afternoon, what we are going to be doing, it's all about effective communication. It's not about communication, it's about effective and successful communication. And in order to think about what effective communication is about, we have to understand first what is that we want to achieve through communication. And basically, not myself, but somebody called Philip Kotler, he said that what I consider the best definition of effective communication, he said effective communication is about affecting behavior. It's basically not about saying something, it's not about sharing something, it's about doing something that will provoke an action or reaction on the other side. And what we just did is called effective communication. You don't know me, okay, you got a wonderful introduction. After that, of course, you will do whatever I ask you to do. With all the credit I got from Gordica, there is no chance you will do something else. But even if you don't know me, the signs were clear, and I was asking you to do something and just follow what I did. And I succeeded. I just wanted you to stand up, and I wanted to get a big clap. I got it before, and you did it without me even opening my mouth for a second. That's called effective communication. I achieved what I did. Many times we misunderstand what communication is about. We think that communication is about telling something. It's about sharing with others what we think. And if there is no reaction on the other side, then we are not communicating. And if we can learn how to do that in the most effective way, we could perform as leaders in a much more effective way too. Because communication is one of the most essential tools that any leader needs to have and needs to develop. My name is Jorge Diner. Some people in Macedonia will call me Jorge Diner. But I am originally from Argentina. I live in Israel. My mother tongue is Spanish. I was given this Spanish name, Jorge, with a J, but with H, Jorge. And basically, I have traveled the world over the last 20 years, doing what I consider adding value to human life. And doing that in different parts of the world, learning about cultures in order to help others understand better other human beings, to understand better how to relate to other people and bring value and progress to the lives of different people. And that's the reason I came here 2 years ago when this wonderful program started under the auspices of President Ivanov. And I was with the first generation, with Katerina here, and another 34 people. And I was happy to get this invitation by Gordica to be here for this generation of young leaders coming to this program. And basically, 2 years ago, I came here to talk about effective communication. And when Gordica called me on Friday and said, I want you to come and do, not the same, but to more or less achieve the same goals, to be able to share your knowledge with people, I said, many things changed in 2 years. So many things changed because when we talk today about communication, it's not just what we are doing now, looking at the eyes of the people we have in front of us, but the big part of the communication that we do today, we do it while we walk, even while we drive, with our smartphones, with our computers, with many people that we don't see. And the rules of the game have changed. Communication is different, the speed is different, and in the last 2 years I have developed for myself and sharing this with others an entire practice, a methodology of how to be effective using today's communication tools for people who want to be leaders, not somebody who just want to sit in front of a computer and play Facebook games. People who want to use these communication tools in order to promote their leadership, in order to communicate with the people you want to communicate. But first of all, we are going to be doing in this session, as I said, we have 2 sessions, one now and one in the afternoon. We are going to focus in the first session in the communication eye to eye, when we are actually in front of people, when we are actually in front of somebody or in front of a group. And in the second session we'll have in the afternoon, we are going to be focusing on how we communicate effectively and how we use effectively all the opportunities that social networks provide in order to achieve the things that we want to achieve. Now, any question to here? Yes? What? What's your definition for effectiveness? Yes. What's your definition?
No, I asked the question.
You have to know something, you know. I'm not only living in Israel, I'm from Jewish origin. And in Judaism, we always say, Jewish people, we answer to a question with another question. So I'm sorry for that. It's just, that's who I am. Yeah. Effectiveness is defined by achieving the results that we set up beforehand. That's what is effectiveness. It means how we mean, if we set up a goal. If my goal, when I started the session, was to get you clap for me at the end and to see everybody doing that, if half of the group would have been sitting and not doing that, I wouldn't have been effective. I just tried. But I was effective because you did it. I achieved my goals. And many times when we communicate, and we are going to see it now, we don't really know what are our goals, why we are going to talk. We are just standing in front of a group without knowing. We want just to share information without knowing what is the goal we want to achieve. And if we don't know what's the goal we want to achieve, then we are not going to be effective because there is no plan. Okay, any other before we move on? Okay, so let me get started and say the following. If this is going to respond. We are going to be dealing now at the beginning with how to be effective. Let me see where I can stand better. I think like this everybody can see. Let me start first with how we can be successful on public speaking. When we are speaking in front of people, this is not in front of a screen. This is in front of people we see. And when we are going to make a presentation or we are going to make a speech, or we have to present something in front of even one person that is in front of us, we need to ask, first of all, 3 preliminary questions. The first one being, do I have something to say? Because sometimes we just stand in front of people and we don't really have something to say. Okay, somebody asked me to make a presentation 15 minutes about what I am doing for the well-being and the future of my country. But do I have something to say about that, or I'm just going to improvise or just take from a book? Do I have something to say? That's the first question we have to ask ourselves. The second is, do I believe in it? Do I believe in what I'm going to say? Or is something that I'm just